What is going on, everybody? It is Homage, and I'm super excited to do this video because as of yesterday, we have officially reached 50,000 subscribers. I just real quick wanted to say thank you guys so much. Homage Tribe is too loyal. Salute to each and every one of you. I wanted to do this Q&A style video so you guys can get to know me a little bit more and really just ask me anything you want. So let's get into it. So, first question, this is from Mario Valdez. He says, I've been writing lyrics to a couple of your beats to release as singles this year and was curious as to what's your purpose to putting out free beats? To help other upcoming artists, or why did I say ? Or for your own benefits, or a combination of both? What drives you? Really, me putting out free beats is one, in part a marketing strategy, and two, just who I am. Free beats is like for nonprofit purposes and for people that use music in their videos. I wanted to put out music that other YouTubers can use in their videos and really, provide value in that way. Also, as a marketing strategy, I know that that's gonna bring viewers back to me, so it's a cycle. I do know that there are a lot of up and coming artists that want to practice, want to record stuff, want to rap, and they might not be in the position to buy a beat. So what they can do is download a free nonprofit MP3 from me with the tag in it, and they can record over that. And actually, usually what ends up happening is those same people, after they get some practice, they come back and eventually buy beats from me. So really it's a win-win. That's one of the reasons why I think that my channel has grown so much. And I'm really, truly thankful for that. And I'm gonna keep putting out free beats forever. XS Music says, are you planning on opening a recording studio, a place where you work with artists? I don't think I would open a commercial studio. I think that any studio that I have would be my own, and I would be entirely in control of who gets to come in and who gets to hang out there. So commercial studio, probably not. Boom Bap Art, who says, how long have you been producing? I kind of mentioned this earlier, but I've been producing since 2011, 2012. Is Cray says, awesome insight into your process. Do you always start with a melody, then lay the 808? Thanks. Every time I make a beat, it's different. What I've been focusing on lately is actually working on melodies first and composing a melody and then adding drums later. If you try different things or a different order of things, that can actually really help you out in the creative process and just really exploring and trying new things. If you had to pick one producer as your biggest inspiration, who would it be and why? One producer, J Dilla. When I heard a Dilla beat, I heard E=MC², and I immediately had to figure out how he made that, and then I learned about sampling, and that's really kind of what started this whole journey. Joshua's Production says, cool, what got you to make beats for YouTube? I never really started out making beats specifically for YouTube. I always thought of YouTube as a really cool platform that I could get to use to get my music heard. THS Skyworks, oh, it's Todd Harper from Instagram. He said, hey, any merchant that works, a hat with your logo would be pretty righteous. I agree. If you guys agree, leave a comment below. It's probably gonna be a black hat, maybe a black beanie, because I like my black beanies with that H logo. That would be dope. Nice video. What's that about finding the right pocket? Really what the pocket is just the groove and the feel. And if you're imagining somebody rapping over it, they have to be able to fit into that groove and that feel. How do you keep your hobby and your passion still fun when it is also work? When I create, I only make stuff that I like or I would want to listen to. I never try to force anything. So I have a lot of beats that I haven't released that I haven't released them yet just because I felt like I was forcing it. I try to have the most fun that I can making beats. There are times when it's a grind. There's always gonna be hard stuff no matter what. But at the end of the day, I used to work freaking 8 hours a day landscaping. That's one thing that I think I really have going for me is I can pick and choose, and I really I always love what I'm making. Robin Hartzell says, do you have a day job? And if not, how long did it take for you to be able to support yourself solely off your music? Really dope question. I haven't had a day job in over a year. I've been able to live off of selling beats and monetizing my YouTube channel. I have so much gratitude, and people always ask me like, how do you post so many beats? How do you, like, what motivates? And like, honestly, I could be working a job. So really that's like how I feel. How long did it take? Honestly, it took me like 2-3 years of like straight grinding. I'm talking like living in a basement, selling stuff on eBay, working landscaping, sleeping like 4 hours a night, making beats. Like, it was such a grind to get to the point where I could quit my job. If you guys want to hear like me explain all of this in like 45-minute podcast form, there's a really dope podcast that dropped. Conversation with two of my friends over at Soul Surplus. The link is down in the bio, and I talk about my YouTube strategy, my journey, and it's like 45 minutes long. Really dope. Go listen to it, check it out if you're into podcasts and you want to hear more about my journey to quit my job. When did you start to think about making beats, and what are your future goals for your career? I already kind of answered that first part, but my future goals for my career, like long term, I really want to break into the industry. I'm patient though. Like, I am so entirely patient. I don't care if I'm 45. YouTube wise, I definitely want to like hit 1 million subscribers and grow my channel and more of like me as a brand, like more vlogs and things like that. But it definitely is a process. Congrats on 50K. How long did it take you to see success? Beat sales, YouTube subscribers. Thanks for speaking to the people I'm putting my YouTube page up. You've really inspired me to put yourself out there. Everybody has a different understanding of success. For me, when I was making $2 grand a month from YouTube and beat sales combined, I considered that success because that meant I could quit my other jobs. Don't get me wrong, $2 grand a month, it's not that much money, but if you think about the fact that you're making that money online and you don't have to commute to a job and you can live anywhere in the world that you want to, that $2 grand is actually worth a lot more from 2013 to 2017. So there's your answer, 4 years. Gil Castillo says top 3 rappers you would produce for. Top 3, Kendrick Lamar, Jay-Z, Drake. My favorite artist right now, well, like one of my favorite artists all time is Isaiah Rashad. Second, Freddie Gibbs, also another one of my favorite artists. And then third, probably JID, J-I-D. Oh man, those are like 3 of my favorite artists right now that I listen to on the regular. Oscar says, do you take time to listen whenever someone makes a song to one of your beats? You gotta understand, like, my inbox is blowing up, and most people, like, they just drop the link and they don't even say anything. Like, they're not trying to like converse with me as a person. Have you ever been to Vegas? You walk down the street in Vegas and you have the people with the stripper cards and they like snap them in your face and try to get you to like go to the strip clubs. It's like sometimes I feel like that with artists, like they just like throw their links into my DMs or throw their links into my emails, and it's like, at least be a human and try to make a connection with me as a person. And like, yeah, enough on that. Next question. Encryptic Sound says, what do you do to help yourself with beat block? I kind of mentioned this a little bit earlier, but one thing that you can do to help with beat block is try a different order of things. So if you normally start with drums, or you normally start with a melody, or you normally start with a sample, try one of the other things. Like maybe you normally sample, try composing music. Maybe you normally start with the drums, try using a sample first. Boom Bap Art, another question from him, says favorite genre to sample, vinyl or digital samples? Favorite genre is jazz. I also really like soul. Typically from the 70s era. Jazz, I can go into the 50s and 60s. Vinyl or digital samples, man, I try so much to sample from vinyl, but the reality is my record player and my record collection has been in storage for the last 7 months, so everything's been digital. Once I drive my storage unit back here and get fully moved in, I'll get back to collecting and sampling from vinyl, and I'm going to show you guys all that because I think it's really dope. Joey C says, where do you think hip-hop will be in 3 to 5 years? Honestly, I think hip-hop is going to keep evolving. Like right now, hip-hop is like top, like it's the biggest thing in the world, and I think it's going to keep growing. Next question, AST Beats says, what do you think about mixing kits? Should you use them? Also make a mixing tutorial. I don't know what you mean by mixing kits. I think you're referring to presets, like EQing presets. I've never used them before, so I can't really comment on that. I might do a mixing tutorial in the future, but you know, There's tons of them already on YouTube. So HomageBeats just released a really dope mixing and mastering video. If you're interested, go check that out. Iscray says, how do you feel about posting a song on your YouTube if somebody absolutely murders your beat? I've had a lot of people ask me this before, and even people like willing to pay to post stuff on my channel. And to be completely honest, I want to keep my channel like strictly my stuff, my beats. So as of right now, I won't be doing that, sorry. Triton Music on Instagram says, if you could collab with any rapper from any era, who would it be? Any era would be Big L. Guys, please understand, like, some of these are repeat questions. So if I don't like specifically answer your question, it's probably because I've already answered it in some way or not. What's some advice that you could give yourself in your early stages of production? Just because you don't have views doesn't mean your music's not good, or doesn't mean your music's not dope. I used to think at the very beginning, when I didn't get views, I used to think my music was bad because I wasn't getting views, and that's just not the reality. The reality is you're not getting views because you're not getting views. Like, people don't know about your stuff. You have to, over a long period of time, put stuff out and get attention on your stuff. I think if I would have ingrained that into my mind from the beginning, then I would have been a lot more mentally sane in the earlier stages. Fiore Beats, shout out Fiore, says, what do you think the beat making industry will look like in 10 years? Thriving or suppressed by industry and corporate dominance? I'm really interested to see what happens to streaming, because 5 years ago, streaming wasn't as much of a thing as it is now. Like, you couldn't make something, upload it on Spotify, and get paid from it. Now you can. Honestly, the internet's always gonna win, and I don't think that's gonna change at all. If you put yourself into a position to be suppressed by industry and corporate dominance, then that might happen. But if you are independent and you build a brand for yourself using the internet, like, you can literally do anything you want, and you have a lot of leverage. So I don't think that's gonna change anytime soon. Ethan Martin says, how long do you spend making a single beat on average? Honestly, it really varies. Sometimes I can make a beat in 10 minutes. Sometimes it'll take 2 or 3 days. On average, I would say probably 3 to 4 hours, like, with uploading the video and all of that stuff. Lucas Divic, my one real life friend that follows me, he says, Tupac or Biggie? Oh man. Tupac or Biggie? I say Big L. Am I allowed to do that? Gates and Wade says, oh, my guy Alvin says, favorite lyricist. So I would probably say Black Thought. He is just like crazy. Man, I love the Roots too. OJT asks, what inspired you? Because I need inspiration right now. Your time here is limited. So why would you spend time like doing stuff that you don't want to do, 1, and 2, like, not just like going for what you really want. Like, everybody dies, everybody will die. Hopefully that inspires you. All right, so that's it for the questions, guys. Thank you so much for 50,000 subscribers, for sending in questions. I think this has been really dope. Hopefully that helps you guys get to know me a little bit better. You know, Homage Tribe, we're gonna keep it moving. We're going for 100K next. Shout out to everybody, all the subscribers, everybody leaving comments and liking the videos and sharing them. Appreciate all of you guys, and we will see you guys soon.